Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Dr. Heavenly exposes Carlos and I want to talk about it. I also want to talk about what Heavenly had to say about Phaedra and also Sweet Tea and Dr. G. I will also sprinkle in a little bit of what she had to say about Dr. Contessa's mama. Okay, so we're going to get into all of that. But first of all, please like, please share, please leave a comment in the comment section below and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Now let's get into it. Here's the thing. I personally feel like Dr. Heavenly is exposing Carlos because think about it. How are you saying that you were speaking to Carlos about Phaedra? That is so weird to me. So now it sounds like Carlos is giving Heavenly things to use on Phaedra. Like it's confusing that Carlos is going to be even getting himself involved in that nonsense. But are we surprised? This is Carlos King. Now, everything I say in this video is alleged, in my own opinion only, and for entertainment purposes only, okay? So everything is alleged. But what it sounds like is Dr. Heavenly and Carlos be talking about Phaedra. And apparently, he told Heavenly to get Apollo on the show. And apparently, the whole Phaedra Apollo thing had to happen on camera because Phaedra would lie. And I'm like, first of all, what's your business? Are you producing Married to Medicine? That ain't got nothing to do with you. Why are you getting involved in that drama? No wonder Married to Medicine, in my opinion, has been overly produced lately. Now, same as what Giselle said, it's been overly produced. It has been given overly produced right now. So what it sounds like is these people on the show are being coached by external parties. It may be Carlos King, it may be other people, who knows? But it feels like these people are being coached and then they're coming on the show to perform on the show. Here's the thing. I hate when reality TV is overly produced. I understand storylines and bringing all of that to the show, but let things happen organically. I feel like when it starts to look like somebody is pulling the strings or someone is performing, then it doesn't look good. It doesn't give natural. It gives overly edited, overly produced, and people see right through it. Like, I can say for me, I've been thinking Heavenly has been acting like a producer a lot lately in a lot of the scenes on the show, off the show. And so to hear that there are conversations happening in the background just makes me think, this is exactly why this is what we are getting on Married to Medicine. Can they go back to when Married to Medicine wasn't overly produced and things just happened organically? Because I would say the first few seasons of Married to Medicine were really good. But it feels like over time it has been going downhill. Don't you miss when it was lighthearted? It was fun. It was Mariah shading everybody. It was entertaining. But now we're having your mama. We're having some craziness happen and it's just taking things too far. Then you have a whole scene where it's looking like everything was manufactured just for drama to happen. Why not let it happen organically? If they really wanted Phaedra and Apollo to be on that trip, why didn't they let them chill afterwards? Think about it. If you guys really say, oh, Apollo is a friend and you guys see him and this, why couldn't you let he and his wife chill, relax, enjoy the trip with you guys? But instead, you guys indirectly sent them packing after Phaedra left. So it is clear what you guys wanted to do, and Phaedra did not give you all the satisfaction of that. Now, you don't have to like Phaedra. Phaedra has done some questionable things in this life. So nobody is forced to like that woman. But to now make it seem like she should have been cool with her ex and this mistress is wild to me. She did say the show doesn't really have much of a budget. It's like they're on Bravo, but not really with Bravo. And to be honest, I'm not really surprised about that. You can tell with the way the show is generally run. Married to Medicine is not their focus on Bravo. It's more Real Housewives. So you can tell that the budget ain't budgeting. So now Dr. Heavenly is talking about trying to bring Kenya on the show. I'm like, Heavenly, relax. You're not a producer. And this is the thing. I don't know who is getting and putting, actually, I know who I think it is. I think Carlos is putting ideas in Heavenly's head, which is making her think that she can be a producer. Because at this point, she's out here trying to produce. Because why are you trying to get Kenya on the show? For what reason? Kenya is not married to medicine, my love. Like, what is Kenya going to be bringing to Married to Medicine? It's like she hasn't learned her first lesson. You're trying to bring, I don't know who tried to bring Phaedra on the show, but my thing is Phaedra was never married to medicine. So the whole trying to bring Phaedra did not work. And so now also, you trying to bring Kenya, what is that going to do? It's almost like Married to Medicine are trying to bring what they perceive or who they perceive to be the rejects of Bravo onto the show. Because think about it, Phaedra, even though I don't think she was fully rejected by Bravo, but of course she was kicked out of Real Housewives of Atlanta and then was brought onto Married to Medicine. Now, Kenya, who we know is not really or has not really been able to fully film Real Housewives of Atlanta due to the whole thing with Brittany Edie, is now being brought to Married to Medicine. Why are you trying to get their rejects? I don't get it. If you feel like you guys are really Married to Medicine, you're the Eat Girls, then why can't you guys produce your show and do your show outside of you trying to get help from all these Real Housewives of Atlanta or previous Real Housewives of Atlanta stars? It's given you want to try and get their audience pulled into Married to Medicine. And that's why I said it's very much giving producer vibes, and I'm not here for it. Now, let's move on to what she had to say about Phaedra. Now, she said she thinks Phaedra is a nice girl. She's a fan of Phaedra. She doesn't have any issues with Phaedra. This is my thing. You don't have any issues with Phaedra, but the way you move, the way you portray things on the show, the sly things that you do gives the impression that you do. Because let's be clear, you were having a fit when Simone mentioned the place where Curtis took his mistress at the time. Jackie was upset. You had a whole fit at Simone for not remembering. Yet, you do that to somebody you say is a nice girl, but you don't want us to think that you're a mean girl. And then she said that she feels like Phaedra is a liar and she doesn't like how Phaedra is going around calling them mean girls. Now, Phaedra could be a liar. She has lied on Real Housewives of Atlanta, so I'm not going to argue with that. But saying that her calling you guys a mean girls is not really the reality, I don't believe that. We see y'all do mean girl-ish all the time. So yeah, you guys are the mean girls club, in my opinion. I feel like that's the one thing Phaedra didn't lie about. And if anything, you guys are proving her points with the way you guys continuously have interviews surrounding her. It's very much giving mean girls. The funny part of the whole thing is you're acting like mean girls because in the same vein, you're like, oh, if you could do it without anyone on the show, it would be Sweet Tea. Okay. You don't like Sweet Tea. Why don't you like Sweet Tea? Because Sweet Tea is combative and likes to put her hands on people. Heavenly. If anybody is combative, you're the queen of combativeness. So the fact that Heavenly thinks she can call somebody else combative is laughable to me. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. That is literally what it's given. It's like, are you playing with me? She's combative? Oh, because she wants to clock you. You can say so much, but you don't want anyone to put hands on you. Like, I feel like Heavenly has gone unscathed for so long that she feels like people can just like allow her to say anything and there will be no reaction. That's what I think it is. Heavenly is used to there not being any sort of fight back or bite back, right? And Sweet Tea gives her that. Now, I do think Sweet Tea still needs to read her down a little bit more. A lot more, in my opinion. But I think Sweet Tea at least stands up for herself. And I think that is what Heavenly does not like, because they sort of see Sweet Tea as the younger one they are hoping that they can trample all upon. Dr. Heavenly did also say that the scene with Dr. G and Sweet Tea was a lot worse than was shown. I honestly feel like I don't agree with Heavenly a lot, but with this, I can agree with that. Because when I covered this, you guys remember I said the way she was telling him to calm down and stop, it was given someone who has been in this situation before. It was given, this is how this man talks to you. And it was given, maybe there is more that has not been shown. And it's interesting that she is now confirming that by saying it was a lot worse. They edited it out to make it look better. And I'm like, imagine they had edited it to make it look better. What did we not see? Because if that's the better version, I hate to see what wasn't edited. And apparently it was a lot more volatile. Dr. G was way more disrespectful to Sweet Tea. Apparently, the advance that she received for the show is way different than what was aired. So what it sounds like is like there was some drama with that, but it was edited out because he's a psychiatrist. Of course, the thing with Married to Medicine is they can't take it too far because ultimately they want everyone to keep their jobs. So that is wild. That imagine like it was actually worse than that. That is crazy. I do not want to see that on the show. I don't want no parts of it. That was entirely too much. And to think what we saw was even too much, I can only imagine what we didn't see. Now, moving on to what Dr. Heavenly had to say about Contessa's mom. She said that the reason she went there first was because Dr. Contessa spoke on her kids. She felt like it wasn't as bad as when Sweet Tea spoke on her mom. And I'm like, does it matter? Is it okay or is not okay? It's never okay to speak to somebody in that way regardless. I don't care what they did to you, speaking on their mama. That is crazy. Now, to be honest, if you guys watched the episode I did about the Contessa and Heavenly, I spoke about what both of them did and I spoke about what Contessa did and all of that. So I'm not going to go back into it. I just don't think it's a justifiable excuse because we've seen Heavenly do it previously. We saw her do it to Mariah's mom all of the time. So, and Mariah didn't even go that low, yet you were going to hell. So I don't really feel like it's a valid excuse. I think she is just trying to formulate that as an excuse because she knows people are not seeing it for her about that. Now, she also said allegedly Phaedra's man is gay and she saw a picture of Phaedra's man, but it looks like Gary with the T. And my thing is like, and where's your proof? Do you want us to keep talking about Dr. Damon Daddy? Like, where's your proof, ma'am? Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button, and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.